What's going on, guys? Hunt Fitness. Another workout with Chris McGowan. If you guys been listening or watching the Q&A video I did, someone asked me if I love Chris McGowan, and I said I do love Chris McGowan because he's a great training buddy, and we hit up a nice pull workout for you guys. So I threw up a question on the Hunt Fitness, or actually on the Hunt Fitness and my personal Kyle Hunt Facebook page. Go ahead and add me on Facebook. It's just Kyle Hunt, and like the Hunt Fitness Facebook page, just Facebook search Kyle Hunt and Hunt Fitness. And I wanted some ideas because I know you guys love my random talking during my training videos, which most of the time I just ramble on and talk about whatever bullshit I want to talk about that day. But I'm like, maybe the viewers here would like to contribute to what I talk about, and you guys came up with a couple of decent ideas, but for the most part I have to say the ideas were kind of lousy. Now I probably set it up wrong because the way I worded it, it kind of made it seem like I was looking for like a Q&A style, because that's basically what happened. You guys just threw up things you wanted to be discussed, like questions, you know what I mean? But I don't really want to talk about anything to do with training per se in these videos. If I was going to talk about training, I'd talk about how I'm doing a ladder styled close grip pull down right now. I mean, that's what I would talk about. Starting heavy for low reps, slowly working the way up to where I'm doing more reps with lighter weight, all one set. That's besides the point. I didn't want to talk about training things. I didn't want to talk about nutrition things. However, I just want to talk about some random crazy shit. So, since you guys didn't come up with anything, I'm going to have to tell my own story. And actually, it's a pretty good one. During this training video, me and Chris, we're training pull, and there's a bunch of other guys in there, and we hear them kind of, talking about something that kind of drew our interest. And they're like, wait, where's the kids with the camera? So I was like, all right, here we are, what do you need the camera for? And they were trying to get, there was two guys squatting. One guy was squatting really heavy, like 500 plus pounds. He was squatting heavy. Wanted to do a human box squat. So they were trying to talk this kid into getting on all fours. Alright? On all fours. This guy has like 500 pounds on the bar. And he's going to sit down, sit on the kid's back, and then come back up like a box squat. So a human box squat, like prison style. Because you got to assume that in prison, if they don't have boxes, somebody's getting on off hands and their knees and fucking is going to be the box. I mean, you just assume that would happen. So this kid kind of thought about it, and I was like, damn, dude, this is going to be epic. Like, you just have to do this. You're going to be YouTube famous because, I mean, who doesn't want to see a kid be a human box for a box squat with a guy doing 500 pounds? I mean, shit. But he wouldn't do it. So, for a good part of this workout, we were just hanging out trying to get this kid to talk. In between sets, it would be like, hey, you gonna do it? You gonna do it? And he wouldn't do it. But it got me thinking. This is going to be my new quest. So be watching on the channel. Eventually, you're going to log on to YouTube one day and see on your news feed a Hunt Fitness video, and it's going to be titled Human Box Squat Prison Style, and I'm going to get someone to do it. I mean, maybe I have to start out with like a lighter weight. I mean, I think the kid was a little intimidated, the guy who had 500 pounds on there, and there was a good chance he might not get it. So, I mean, that would be brutal. But let's say, maybe if we even did it with like 225 or something. I mean, shoot, if I was going to do it myself, I'd have to find a really small part. I'd probably have to find a girl to do it for me so I could get low enough. Maybe that's what I'll do. That would be even better. I'll find some chick to do it. Alright, so that's besides the point. But it was just like a little story. Because I don't know if you've ever seen anybody do it, but I just think it would be sick. And I'm going to try to get that on film. Alright, so we'll switch gears now and talk about something a little different. Right now, I'm actually going to cut myself. I'm probably going to be doing it for most of the summer. Leaning up nicely, getting nice and shredded for the summer season. So right now I have... I'm following a pretty decent cut with my macros are still pretty high. Doing one refeed a week. Have a couple low days a week. So it's a modified carb cycle is what it is. So you have like your 5 regular days, 2 low days, and 1 high refeed day. things are going great. I mean, I'm hitting new lows each week. Haven't even really had to make many adjustments at all. I threw some pictures at the end of this. I just do a posing video a couple videos ago, so you guys kind of see what I'm looking like. Then I throw a couple pictures from actually this day, this training day after this workout. I took a couple update shots I throw at the end here, so you can really see what I'm looking like. My weight's about 164 right now. The heaviest I've ever gotten was this past winter. I think I maybe hit like 171, 172. Still pretty lean, so I've never really allowed myself to get super big. But I am thinking after I finish this cut for the summer, or whenever, maybe in the early fall, whenever I decide to end this cut, next winter I'm gonna like go all out and see how big I can get. Just while staying lean, because I don't really ever want to get fat. I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody wants to get fat, but I will allow myself to gain a little bit of body fat and just push the envelope on size a little bit and just see what I can do. I mean, maybe, I'd really like to get to at least 180, and I think that won't even be that hard because, I've never really pushed myself weight-wise, and I've still got to about 172. So, this is good lighting. This is some good lighting on these barbell curls. I'm trying to bring up my biceps. It's like probably the weakest body part on myself right now is biceps. My triceps are pretty good size, but trying to bring them biceps up, if they would grow. Everything else responds pretty well, but them biceps. You know what I think? I think that stems from, I was never one of those guys when I first got into lifting where I just did curls. Like I've never even really liked to do curls. So if anything, I neglected biceps when I first started training. I would rather do legs when I first started. Like my favorite exercises when I first got lifting was, I always liked bench pressing. Those T-Rex arms. I always loved bench pressing. My little story, no joke, I wrestled 96 pounds my sophomore year of high school. Barely even lifting at this point. Barely even lifted. And I could bench 195. No, not shitting you at all. So I've always had that strength. But I never was so I always liked like squats, deadlifts, bench press, military press, stuff like that, like the big compound movements. Never was a curl guy. So now I'm, stuck trying to bring up my biceps. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with some pictures. Let me know what you're thinking. If you like this video, subscribe, share, like. Let me know suggestions like always. And peace, guys. Look at that back. Damn!